I'm Sam Boone from Signet Breeding Services, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some of the trait leaders for carcass traits for Suffolk sheep. And of course, when I mean carcass traits on this occasion, we're actually talking about abattoir traits. Much of the data coming through our Ram Compare project. So that's our central progeny test, of which Suffolk sheep have been a big part over the last 8 to 9 years. The project's supported by a number of industry partners and funded by AHDB and HCC. So Ram Compare is a progeny test. We collect rams and we also use semen across several commercial flocks, collecting data at lambing time, 8-week weights, ultrasound scanning, and then the beauty of this project is that we can also get the abattoir data, and so we follow the lamb throughout its life. That data is used to produce a series of estimated breeding values, and these can be found on the Signet website. So the standard traits that are measured within Signet recorded ram breeding flocks, but with the advantage of having abattoir data at our disposal as well. Quite an exciting year for Suffolk sheep. There's been 2 major changes to our evaluation. The first is that we've been able to fit genetic relationships between the traits that we measure on farm in ram breeding flocks, the traits we measure up at the CT unit, and the abattoir data that we collect on our commercial farms. So abattoir traits are now fully embedded as part of Signet's national genetic evaluation, and if you head to the Signet website, you'll see the breeding values for the traits measured on farm, the CT unit, and the abattoir traits are all published, and relatively high accuracies now for the abattoir traits because we've got these relationships in place. The second exciting development is that we're utilizing genomics. So we have the DNA profiles of these heavily measured animals for muscling and growth traits. That data is integrated into our genetic evaluation to increase the accuracy of the breeding values we produce. And through collaboration with the Suffolk Sheep Society, we can also use genomic information on unrecorded animals to start making predictions about their performance as well. So genomics is a really exciting area of what we do at Signet Breeding Services. Now, we could talk about how Suffolks rank compared to other breeds, and there are certainly reports where we have that information from Ram Compare. But really, if you know that you're going to use a Suffolk, the key bit is where does your Suffolk sit relative to the rest of the breed? So we use the data that we share with the Suffolk Sheep Society in terms of pedigree and genotypes. We link that to the performance recording data, and from that we can see where a Suffolk sits for days to slaughter, for carcass weight, or for conformation. So it's a ranking of the genetic merit of Suffolks across the breed to help people find the most profitable Suffolks. So let's just talk about a little subset of animals, and that's sires used over the last 2 years in the Suffolk national analysis. And these are some of the leading sires for days to slaughter. So you've got a range of rams here, many of whom have relatives that have been used on tests, many of whom already are known to have really high genetic merit, particularly for growth traits, and that's clear with days to slaughter. So days for slaughter, we're looking for a negative value. So these are animals that are finishing a couple of weeks faster than the average Suffolk within the breed. If we move to carcass weights, there's various examples here, a couple to pull out. The Sockland Supreme Ram that did really well up in Scotland a couple of seasons ago. You've got Rutland Rams, Ticks Over Terrific, who was on our Welsh farm this year and performed really well relative to the other rams that were on test. We've got some AI rams there. The Huish semen is another one that jumps out at me as a ram that we've been using on test. So that's a breeding value for increasing carcass weight at a fixed age. And this finally is conformation. So again, here we've got a number of rams that sit really high for their muscling, for muscle yield, whether that's through ultrasound, whether that's through the CT scanner, or whether that's through abattoir data that we've collected. So if we want to improve the conformation of Suffolk sheep, we've got a number of rams here of interest, both purebred and there's a few composite Suffolks in there as well. So where to find more information? There's a range of publications up on the AHDB website. You can also get to them through the Signet website where we make these publications available. and you can head to the Signet website to find breeding values for any Suffolks within the breed. And if you're a commercial ram buyer, head to Flock Finder, put in your postcode, and it'll tell you who has Suffolk sheep in your area. Thank you.